That's epic.
It's going to be a pretty hardcore event.
Would the Las Vegas Grand Prix be the best Formula One race of all time? Later in 2023, Formula One will return to Las Vegas, where we will get to see F1 cars flying down the Las Vegas Strip. It's shaping up to be an incredible weekend of racing. Join us as we go through all of the reasons why the Las Vegas Grand Prix might become the greatest Formula One race of all time. So, let's dive into the video. You may not realise, but 2023 will not be the first time that Formula One returns to Las Vegas. F1 raced in Las Vegas a few times in the early 1980s. In 1981, Formula One headed to Las Vegas for the first time to race around the temporary track that was based around the Caesars Palace Hotel. The track was created on the parking lot of the hotel and was a very quick circuit. The Vegas track was designed for overtaking, but it was very stressful for drivers. The intense heat tested the drivers, and Alex Jones came out the victor. The 1982 race was also part of the Formula One Championship, as well as being the last time that Formula One raced at Caesars Palace. Alain Prost put his Renault on pole, 4/10 faster than his Renault teammate. But Prost could not keep that pace during the race as his tyres wore quickly in the intense heat of Las Vegas. Prost ended the race in 4th, with the Tyrrell of Michele Alboreto finishing as the winner. Keke Rosberg secured his first and only Formula One World Championship. The issue with the race was that it was held in very hot temperatures. It made the conditions pretty awful for drivers and spectators alike. This was part of the reason why the race drew small crowds in both 1981 and in 1982. The lack of spectators meant that the hotel actually lost money on the race. Both parties were clear it was not profitable, and Formula One decided to withdraw from the championship from 1983 onwards. The race was continued as part of the kart series in 1983 and 1984, before the area was used for urban development. While Formula One has not been popular in Las Vegas, that doesn't mean that the sport is not loved in the USA. In fact, the Las Vegas Grand Prix is set to be the third race of the 2023 F1 Championship that is held in the USA. Motorsport has a long history in the USA. The very first United States Grand Prix was held in 1908. I'm sure the Americans won't be too happy that the very first USA Grand Prix was won by Frenchman Louis Wagner and his Italian-made Fiat. The race became part of the Formula One Championship in 1959, but difficulties with track owners has meant the race has changed location more than once. It was originally held at Watkins Glen, just south of New York, but the track was not safe for F1 cars by 1981. The race moved to Phoenix for a few years before a stint in Indianapolis. The Indianapolis circuit is best remembered for the calamitous 2005 race. On that day, only 6 cars started the race. That's right, just 6 cars. It's one of the strangest pictures in F1 history, and we could spend an entire video purely on that race. Formula One moved again in 2012, with the brand new Circuit of the Americas track being the host of the United States Grand Prix for the first time. It's no surprise that Formula One returned to the USA.
I love it. This is cool.
The food's great.
Miami's super fun. The last time I probably spent time was New Year's.
In the past, Formula One has never been able to take advantage of the huge US market. NASCAR has dominated the motorsport market in the US for decades now. It also does not help that US teams and drivers have never been particularly successful in the sport. US fans have not had drivers or teams to support in the past. But things are changing at the moment. For one thing, the USA fans now have a driver and a team to support. Haas are the US team in Formula One, backed by Gene Haas, who American fans will know from his NASCAR team. Haas could definitely be in the points in front of their home fans later in 2023. US fans will also be able to cheer on an American driver in Las Vegas. Logan Sargent is at the start of his F1 career, making his debut with Williams this season. He has performed solidly in a slow Williams car, so the US fans may not be able to cheer their driver into the points in Vegas. F1 has become more popular than ever in the USA in the last few years. The United States Grand Prix has often been the highest attended race every season. Part of that is down to the Netflix series Drive to Survive. It has been a huge hit in the USA, with fans loving the insight into drivers' personalities and the behind-the-scenes drama of Formula One. F1 can finally take advantage of the US market and the millions of fans that it offers. They have seen that potential, and that is why F1 has started racing in the glamorous places. Those fans are part of the reason why the Las Vegas Grand Prix could be the best Formula 1 race we have ever seen. There will be hundreds of thousands of people lining the streets of Las Vegas to see Formula 1 cars racing in Vegas for the first time in 40 years. F1 loves putting on a glamorous spectacle, and Las Vegas is the perfect place to do it. The glitz and glamour is going to be insane, with F1 pulling out all the stops to make the Las Vegas Grand Prix incredible to watch. But it's not just the fans that is going to make the race amazing. The circuit that F1 will race around in Las Vegas looks like one of the fastest F1 circuits of the year. The part of the track that is particularly exciting is the back straight, which is being called Las Vegas Boulevard. It's a 1.2 mile straight going past the most famous hotels and casinos on the Las Vegas Strip. By this point, the cars will be going over 200 miles per hour as they race past some of the most iconic buildings in the world. Harmon Avenue is another straight just after the Strip, which has a brilliant looking, exceptionally fast final corner. There is no other way to put it really. The track is incredibly fast. I mean, these cars are going to be flat out for the majority of the lap, but it does still have some tricky corners which will test the drivers to their full ability. At the end of the long back straight, there is a very difficult looking section of tight, slow corners which drivers will need to nail, especially considering the speed they're going to take heading into those corners. Due to the race being held around the streets of Las Vegas, it is also going to be a track where you cannot make any mistake. It will be a tight street circuit where a single split-second misjudgment can send an F1 car into the wall. Singapore and Baku are the tracks which are similar to Las Vegas. Both provide exhilarating races that still have a lot of overtaking for a street circuit. The Las Vegas Strip circuit should be a brilliant track for Formula 1 cars. Even though we are still months away from 5 red lights going out in Vegas, the drivers are already super excited to be racing around the streets of Vegas. Lewis Hamilton always loves his time in the USA, and he's been talking non-stop about the race. Hamilton said, "I think there's something else about Vegas. I think there's an unbelievable amount of energy in one little space. So the weekend when we have the race here, I don't even know how we're going to be moving. It will be the busiest time, I would imagine, in Vegas. The race will be incredible." AlphaTauri driver Pierre Gasly summed it up pretty nicely. When asked about the race in prospect, the Frenchman simply said, "That's going to be insane." It certainly looks like we're in for an incredible Las Vegas Grand Prix. The lights, the streets, and the fans are going to make the race one of the best on the F1 calendar, and maybe even the best F1 race of all time. We will just have to wait and see.
Are we gonna race there?
No.
No way! We went there?
We're going to race there.
No way!
So, what do you think? Could the Las Vegas Grand Prix become the greatest F1 race of all time? It certainly looks like it's going to be a thrilling watch. Why not put your thoughts in the comments down below? Don't forget to like and subscribe for more exciting F1 content. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.